Tinder is only for hookups, right?
Right.
Utter nonsense. The truth of the matter is there are some women on dating apps who are only looking for something for the short term. But there are also plenty of women on Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, Match.com, or whichever dating app you happen to be using who want something serious. And there are some women who are open to both. If you're a man and you're looking to find a meaningful, serious, long-term relationships, dating apps are amazing. You have to understand, if you use them correctly, you basically touch your phone and a woman appears. It's amazing. That's really the essence of online dating. Is it a bit more complex than that? Yes, of course. But you have to divorce yourself from the story that you've been telling yourself. Oh, online dating doesn't work out. I've seen hundreds and hundreds of profiles, thousands of messages over the years. And I can tell you that dating apps work. It's just a process. And input equals output. We're not talking about quantity here. This does not mean that you need to be swiping right 50 times a day. That's actually a point of diminishing returns. Imagine it like a bell curve. Because if you swipe right 50 or 60 times a day, that's going to destroy your results on online dating apps because you're in essence behaving like a horny dog. You're behaving like an undesired person. You should behave like the most attractive woman on a dating platform does, which means she swipes left, most of the time, and she swipes right some of the time. You got to become way more selective. And now you might be saying, David, well, I'm not even seeing attractive women on dating apps. Why is that? Well, because your profile has an account score associated with it. You'll never know it, I'll never know it, but we can draw inferences. We can kind of get where it's at based on, one, the attractiveness of the profiles we're actually seeing and the attractiveness of the profiles we're matching with. Because if imagine your profile like an advertisement, be that on Facebook or somewhere else. If you run a bad advertisement, the conversion rates are low. A lot of people see it, but they're not really interested in the product. Obviously not the product, you're a soul, you're a beautiful human being, but for the sake of the argument. Now, if you were to create an amazing advertisement, more women would swipe right on it. If more attractive women swipe right on it, your account score increases, and it's being shown to more attractive profiles, because what's the ultimate goal of a dating app platform? To keep people on the platform. Every platform wants to keep people on the platform. How do they do that? By creating the best customer experience. So they want to match people depending on where they're at. So, what can you do to hack that? There's no real hack. Obviously, there's system strategies. We teach all of that in detail in my coaching program. Apply for a free initial call if you want help with that. But what you can do is you can just build an amazing profile. You got to pay attention to the pictures you have. You might say, well, no, I think I have good pictures. No, you don't. It can be angles. It can be lighting. Maybe there's too much dead space. There's not enough social proof, not enough status, not enough lifestyle. You have to convey the most attractive qualities about you as a man on these dating apps, because you have to understand, she doesn't know you. You know you're an amazing person, and you might get really frustrated. Maybe you even delete the app sometimes, you get back on them, then you delete them again. Sound familiar? I know. Because you get frustrated because you're wondering, I'm a great person, why am I not getting results? And then you tie your self-worth to the results you're getting on online dating apps after not using them efficiently, and you're wondering whether you're desirable at all, and it really fucks with your self-confidence. I get it. First of all, never tie your self-esteem to your online dating results, but then also just understand that it's just a process that you can absolutely improve. It's just the inputs that you've been feeding it. And by the way, another note, online dating only takes 15 minutes a day. To get one high quality date a week, you only need to spend 15 minutes a day. You might say, is that really so? Yeah, absolutely. Remember, it's not about the amount of swipes. You should only swipe right 10 to 15, maximum 20 times right per day. I would say 10 to 20. And then if your profile is set up effectively and you use the premium features in the right way, a lot of the matches you'll get will actually come from likes that then you like back, that then turn into matches, and then you can start texting them. But they won't necessarily all, actually the majority won't even come from necessarily matching. Obviously it depends a little bit on the platform. But you have to understand that when she's looking at you, she doesn't know anything about you. Coming back to the point that I was making earlier, she just sees the pictures. And you are in direct competition with all these other guys. But what you have to understand, and here's the beautiful thing, you're not really in competition with 100% of the male users on the platform, or even 100% of the male users within the given age range that she has selected. You're only in competition with 5% of the people, 1% of the people. I would say 95 to 99% of men have terrible profiles. Now, there's some men who are such amazingly handsome looking people that they can have terrible profiles and still get great results. 100%, that's true. Actually, even some of them could get way better results if they were to optimize it. I've seen that over the years as well. But you're not competing with 80%, 90% of the people out there. Because if you ever did that, I think a year and a half ago, Fernanda's sister came to visit us during Christmas, and I signed into Vanessa's Tinder account, and I swiped through the male profiles. And it was a hilarious experience. It was so funny. Obviously I see it with my clients, but to see hundreds and hundreds of profiles that are absolutely and utterly terrible is actually quite amusing, because you realize these are oftentimes very intelligent, very kind men who just have no idea, just like yourself. Probably successful, probably doing well in a lot of areas, but this last missing piece of the puzzle, you just haven't figured it out. Why? Well, because you've got better shit to do. Or you just haven't made it a priority in your life because you have your area of expertise. 100% is completely understandable. But just understand, you're not even competing with that many people. No, you are in direct competition, which means you have to learn to stand out. But the standard is actually so low, if you do a couple of things right, you can stand out very, very effectively. So, online dating is absolutely a fantastic tool that you shouldn't neglect. And then, by the way, what you should also do, don't just take the conversation to iMessage, or if you happen to use Android, then a regular text message perhaps. Don't just talk on WhatsApp, don't just talk on iMessage. You have to move the conversation to Instagram. Because if all she sees are your initials on iMessage or a little picture on WhatsApp, she won't be nearly as enticed to meet up with you as when she saw or were to see a whole variety of aspects of your personality on Instagram. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to spend hours and hours on social media. Again, this whole online dating thing, just 15 minutes a day, because it's way more about the quality of your actions than about the quantity. You set up Instagram once properly, then you move the conversation from Tinder, Hinge, and Bumble to Instagram. You text them with them there, and then you simply arrange logistics and you meet up for a date. And then the beautiful thing is, if you use stories, every story you post is almost like a direct message to her without sending her a message. So she'll see you. The mere exposure effect kicks in, where we trust the things more that we're simply exposed to more. And the probability she's going to show up to a second, third, or fourth date is also a lot higher. This whole video is to just make you aware that online dating is a fantastic tool. As I said, I have clients who are getting 4 to 5 dates from online dating per week. And that's the exception, and it's completely unnecessary to do that. But you should have at least, if you want to find a meaningful, serious, long-term relationship, a woman, for marriage, you should have at least one high-quality date a week. You can easily achieve that just with online dating. I mean, you know what a fan I am of meeting women in person and developing that skill set and all the confidence it gives you, 100%. But even just online dating is such a hack. So dedicate yourself to it, take it serious, because you're missing out on amazing dates and, more importantly, your life partner. If you want me to help you with that personally, simply apply for a free initial consultation call with the link underneath this video, and we're going to look at your individual situation. We're going to look at your dating apps, because there's things you're currently already doing well, and there's things you're not doing well. Certain blind spots you have. Let's cure them together. Looking forward to working with you, or at the very least hearing from you and listening to how you put this free content and the strategies into practice. Take good care of yourself. All the best.